Today, we are going to be listening to the band Possessed. I'm really excited about this because it's Possessed. I've never listened to this band before. I'm kind of ticked because I knew in my, as I was doing my Satanic Panic video, which you should watch if you have not already seen my Satanic Panic video, you should absolutely go see it. I worked super, super hard on that. But through my research, obviously, Possessed came into the fold because they're a death thrash band from the early 80s, 1983 from San Francisco, California, to be specific. And I never mentioned them, and I'm kicking myself a bit because I should have, and I was thinking about it, but for some reason I just didn't do it. So even on Metal Archives, they are considered to be the first death metal band. Possessed are hailed as godfathers of the genre, and that's just really cool. Like, I was reading about that, and I'm kicking myself, like I said, for not including them. So, this is Possessed, and we're going to be listening to 2 songs today off of their debut album, 7 Churches, which is, from what I've heard, is an extremely important album for the development of death metal. So this is a very seminal moment for me as somebody who's been discovering metal and really loves death metal, and I'm very, very excited. So we're going to be checking out the song The Exorcist, which is their opener, and then their self-titled song 7 Churches, which I'm assuming is also very popular. So yeah, let's get into the music, shall we? The Exorcist theme song. I love this movie. I'm already in love with it. Sorry. I'm reading the lyrics. Bias. Iris, I love you. Ooh. like that riff. Oh, I love how they change it up at the end. The double bass sounds so good for how old this record is, and I'm not sure. I don't think this is a master or remaster. I think it is, because this one says released in 2015, so I think this is just the remastered version. But it still sounds really, really good. So I'd be curious to hear what the original sounds like. I'm just assuming it's going to be a lot more raw, but remasters are still fine. This sounds really, really good. I love the intro, how it's the Exorcist theme song. You think it's better than Scream Bloody Gore just because it doesn't have the repeating song title chorus? I have yet to really dive into Scream Bloody Gore, which I'm actually doing for Patreon. I can definitely see why this was so influential. So the guitar riff sounds very black metal to me. It's very mayhem. It sounds very mayhem to me. And I don't know really why. I'm guessing it's just because they're it's kind of the same time period. Well, no, Possessed was a lot earlier than what Mayhem was coming out with, at least I think from the time frame. I'm still getting it, but I really liked this. I mean, it's definitely it's interesting because I feel like a lot of death metal from that time, it had so much punk elements to it, but I get more black metal and punk-ish. But it's just because I think the time that when this came out, I'm assuming this whole song is about The Exorcist, the movie, the character, A lot of punk and thrash influenced the start of death metal. It definitely did. And that's what I learned. I learned so much, honestly, in that Satanic Panic video about this. And it was really cool to read about Possess. And I really wish I could redo the video and just include them because they started so early. Thinking about the timeline of death metal, starting and just metal in general, 1983 was so freaking early for something like this to come out. Because Scream Bloody Gore was 87. Same with Scum. You really didn't have this type of satanic, dark sort of stuff until Deicide 91, At least that kind of was on brand like this. That was that sound. It's about being possessed. Yeah, I assumed, I just like that they referenced the movie too. Demons, dog, domain, keeping me insane. Evil curse my soul, burning away. Satan's hell will burn. Terror cries are heard. Everlasting eternity, warriors of hell. I just love it. I love it so much. The Exorcist begins with producer Randy Burns' version of Mike Oldfield's Tubular Bells, arranged and performed as it was in the film The Exorcist in 1973. Hold on. Oh, sometimes I just hear things in my house and I'm like, girl, because I have my windows open in the rest of the house. Okay. Sorry. Don't judge me. You ever have that happen though, when you're like, you know, you're like got your headphones on and then you hear something and you're like, what? Like it sounded like the front door of my house, like the key just turned. All right, let's go. Hi, Caps Paint. How are you? You can hear the bass, girl. Fire solo. Oh, I love that. And then you flip the vinyl over and it's side B. The bass is definitely the highlight for me. I really like the guitar solos and the little riffs. Like, that's really cool. It's very interesting how I'm like, oh, I can hear all of these different influences and death metal in this sound. I'm like, yeah, this is like classic old school death metal. And then I remember, oh wait, this is like the first, like one of the first death metal bands. Like I would say the first, because like I said, 1983. That's like before. You sounded like a comedic ghost? Meow. I like this though. Like I can hear so many different bands copying this sound or taking inspiration from it. You know? I mean, this record, Seven Churches. I know. This record, Seven Churches, did come out 2 years prior, I guess, from scum and scream bloody gore. So there was plenty of time in those 2 years for death, and certainly plenty of time for, Chris Barnes in Cannibal Corpse, God, and Deicide, of course, to get inspiration from these bands, from this band. So that's really interesting. But that's just really cool. It's very cool to finally have Possessed under the belt.